The so-called supermom syndrome. It's one of the greatest sources of stress for moms nowadays. Like today's culture has persuaded many of us to assume that in order for us to be effective mothers, we have to dedicate all of our everything into just being a mother, which is complete nonsense if you ask me. As mothers, we should all strive to be the best that we can be, but eventually our best has to be ideal for cultivating good mental health. Understanding that it's okay to not be perfect was one of the biggest challenges I had to face myself. I spent the majority of my adult life in the military, so it was always drilled into me that everything had its place and it needed to be dressed right, dressed and perfect and neat and lined up and straight. You go here at this time, you stand up straight, you you know what I mean? So it took a while for me to unlearn that and to learn that sometimes it's okay to make a little mess. I believe that many of us hold ourselves to a standard of perfection that only makes it harder for us to be good mothers. What does it matter if the living room isn't tidy? You needed to read bedtime stories, but you were a little behind on the routine, so you kind of missed it, or you didn't want to miss it, so you left the living room a mess just so you could get that story in. Who cares if you had to pass up on a child's field trip for a work presentation? You're going to get another opportunity to go. By not giving ourselves any leeway, we only add to our stress levels. And then we miss out on all of those moments that are priceless in our motherhood. We need to learn how to laugh it off because you are allowed to be imperfect. Don't buy into society's hype that in order for you to be a good parent, you have to offer your child every single experience under the sun. Psychologists talk about the dangers of overscheduling our children, but it seems like very few of us are taking this advice. It's not healthy for your child to learn to be so busy that they never learn to be with and like themselves. They never learn how to dream or use their imagination or just be bored. Limiting your family to one extracurricular activity per child will help reduce family stress, both in time and definitely in money. Do not let society guilt you into doing more. This is the same society with rules that say it's okay for our children to starve themselves to look like Instagram stars, or to play video games all afternoon, or to scroll TikTok for 12 hours straight. Is that what you want for your kids? I would hope not. We have to learn how to make time for ourselves. Make a rule that you'll take 10, 20, or maybe even 30 minutes a day just to shut out the world. Close the door to your bedroom or bathroom, take a bath, take a walk, just have that time to yourself. You deserve it, and your family owes it to you, whether they want to admit it or not, whether you can rationalize it or not, whether someone else thinks that it's okay for you to do or not. Your family owes you a moment to yourself because of all the things that you do for them. So you don't have to feel guilty for asking for that time to yourself either. Tell the kids, look, mom's not to be disturbed unless somebody's bleeding or something's on fire. Then enforce the rule. I once heard Oprah say something along the lines of, if your cup is empty, how are you supposed to pour into anyone else? With that being said, it's important to recognize your family as an essential part of your life. Stopping to smell the roses when it comes to your family will help you to keep your life in perspective, and therefore, you're going to reduce your daily stress. Make sure you take time for yourself, but also take time to spend with your family outside of the daily chores and running around. Let your children help you cook dinner, play cards together, play board games, take a walk around your neighborhood with your kids. Make sure you read to the little ones every night. And make sure you do those great voices for all the different characters in the book. Laugh with your family, choose your battles wisely, and savor every moment of their precious childhood. Because before you know it, they'll be tending to their own families. And won't you feel good knowing what a great example you were? Cherishing your family the way you do is going to show your kids how they should cherish their own families. Finally, make sure that you remember who you are as a person, not as a mom, not as a wife, not as a partner, not as a business associate, but who you are at your core. Cultivate your own interests and hobbies and expand your world by developing new ones. Learn to play piano, paint, learn to speak a different language, read some interesting books. Celebrate your spiritual life and allow yourself to grow in the world that's been gifted to you. We don't have to do it all to be good moms. We're already good moms because we do the best that we can, and that's good enough.